The president says that over the last 10 months, the fentanyl flow across the border has dropped by 61%.
Carter just launched the new National Drug Control Strategy to work towards an America where a, quote, drug-free life is the prevailing norm.
This is America's longest war.
Suspect wanted for questioning.
Well, President Trump's crackdown on fentanyl and other illicit drugs being led by drug czar Sarah Carter.
Sarah Carter spent decades as a journalist, covering the war in Afghanistan to the war on the cartels. She's now the first woman to lead the Office of National Drug Control Policy.
Everybody has been singing your praises because you are so passionate in what you do, and you're so passionate about protecting families. What drives you?
I love this nation. My father served in the Marines. He was a World War II veteran, a Korea vet. My mother came from Cuba in the 1960s on the Johnson Freedom flights. It wasn't money, it wasn't anything that was important to them. It was family, it was this country. My mom praised the United States every single day of her life until she passed away. And my father's greatest moments, besides his family, were fighting for his country and putting his country first. So I grew up with that. I grew up feeling that way, a great connection to my nation and to the American people. So for me, this is just a blessing and an honor. I'm driven by the fact that, you know, one day I'm not going to be here, but my children will be, and my grandchildren will be. And it just gives me such a sense of pride to know that I'm giving back to my country and that we're making, and I hope, the world and this nation a better place for future generations of Americans. I don't believe that I would be here if it wasn't for my faith in God and my faith in the American people. And I just knew in my heart, I know it in my soul, deep in my soul, that there is something far greater than all of us. And that faith has guided me, it has saved me. It has been a part of everything I do in this office and with my family and with my life. It's such an empowering, amazing feeling when you feel like, yeah, I'm being guided by the hand of something greater than myself. At our office, we're very open about it, has faith at the center of our strategy. We are reaching out to the faith communities. We're talking to rabbis in synagogues, rabbinites, Catholic priests, Baptists, Methodists, Greek Orthodox. We even had a sheikh, an imam at one of our meetings from Brooklyn. So we're reaching out. Why? Because it's at the local level that we're going to change our communities and get the word out and save our children.
The synthetic opioid fentanyl is cheaper than ever, easier to find, and is responsible for an explosion in overdose deaths across the country.
Most fentanyl shipments are trafficked into the U.S. from Mexico.
This poison, this drug that's coming in from the cartels is out there, and you need to be careful because if you get your hands on the wrong stuff, you can die.
The Drug Enforcement Administration says seizures of fentanyl, both the powder and pill form, are at record levels.
There's been an alarming increase in the number of children dying from fentanyl poisoning.
Researchers say babies and toddlers are increasingly at risk.
The fentanyl comes in from Mexico. It's bagged up here in New York because New York is a central importation spot for it, and then it goes out all over the country.
I've known Sarah since she was standing outside with us at the Lost Voices of Fentanyl rallies. It was very natural for her to be put in this position. I'm so glad that President Trump saw what we saw in her. She's beloved by the angel community.
Every single day, despite losing their child, they're fighting for my children. They're fighting for America's children.
So we're called to be salt and light, and you have truly translated that into reality. I've seen you with angel families. And under the previous administration, angel families didn't exist to that, right? There was no presence, there was no recognition, there was no honor.
Well, before even coming to this position or being given the opportunity to be the nation's drug czar, I was already working with the angel families. I was out there with them on the front lines in Texas, wherever they needed me. These families were a part of all of our lives. It was the whole reason that we are here, because their children have been ripped from their lives by the poison that has come into this country. This is not just about addiction, which is bad enough. It is about poisoning our kids. It's about adversaries, cartels, foreign adversaries, especially when it comes to precursor chemicals and fentanyl in our nation, operating with impunity under the last administration. and killing our children. And we weren't going to let it happen anymore, and we're not. And we made sure, at least I did as well, especially here at the Office of National Drug Control Policy, that those families remain center and up front to everything that we do. You know, having 6 children, grandchildren, I can't imagine what they go through. I can't imagine losing my child. We have seen a reduction in deaths now. So from the highest point, which was 112,000, we're down to 68,000. Imagine the kind of person that you have to be to say, I lost my kid, but now I'm gonna not let them die in vain. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna fight for Kyle's kids, I'm gonna fight for Sarah's kids, I'm gonna fight for Tom's kids, I'm gonna fight for every American family out there so that they never have to go through the kind of pain that I have endured as a parent. We're dealing with terrorists. Outside of the box thinking, now we've got to protect our Border Patrol and our law enforcement agents. They need to be able to protect themselves just as much as our Delta Force or our SEALs or anybody else was protecting themselves, you know, in the fight against terror. The cartels have met their match in President Trump. It is peace through strength. They know exactly what is coming for them. Because we did it with Maduro, we took out El Mencho with our Mexican counterparts. They operated on our actionable intelligence, and they even lost a lot of lives. They lost over 70 National Guard, 3 special operators in a very fierce battle when they took out El Mencho. When I talk about saving lives, I believe that together as a team with the greatest modern president in American history, to me, President Trump, who's allowing us to do this, we are not only going to save lives in America, but we are going to save lives all over the world.
You know, you talk about partners. Let's talk a little bit about the need for there to be state, local, and federal law enforcement partners working in unity.
Our Homeland Security Task Forces, we're building on that. We work with our HIDAs. Here, the grant program is at ONDCP. I'm so proud of it. Is our high intensity drug trafficking. We have 33 regional offices and many, many more beyond that across the United States of the smaller components. And we work very, very closely with now our Homeland Security Task Forces, which Stephen Miller and others are building out. It's important. If we're not cooperating, each one of us, and it's something I say all the time, if we're not sharing information, then we're failing the American people. We have the force of all of the American agencies, the smartest, the brightest, the strongest, the best, the bravest, right here in this room. Boy, if I tell you, if I was a cartel and I was a fly on the wall watching that, I would be terrified. Now all we have to do is deliver. For all the men and women that have died, they didn't die in vain, and they shouldn't. And we should be willing to give everything we have, just like they did, for this nation and for our communities. Honestly, otherwise we should not be sitting in these offices that our founding fathers established so long ago with our beautiful Constitution and our Bill of Rights and everything that makes our nation great. We shouldn't even be here if we aren't willing to give it everything.
My name is Matthew Silverman. I'm the National President for the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association. We're representing approximately 140,000 federal agents worldwide, including our 35,000 dues-paying members. I want to thank John Adler, who is the FLEOA Foundation National President, for supporting our law enforcement officers who are in need. Please visit us at FLEOA.org and follow us for more.